Hey, so today we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorite rock bands, which is Tool, and I'm going to give a little bit of insight as far as some of the guitar tones and how you can actually achieve some of those tones on your own with your own rig, what you have. So basically, I don't know, one of the things that you know I've really grown to appreciate a lot about Adam Jones's guitar playing, I would say, is kind of more the ambient aspect of it, and kind of the way that he uses controlled feedback, and how when you listen to the songs, like you hear, these certain little subtle articulations and things like that that half the time you swear were almost like happy accidents, that they just kept in the final mix that they thought it sounded cool, but it really ended up kind of adding like a whole new, depth and just help kind of make the song what it is. And so anyway, over years listening, there's when you hear it, there's always like this, and this is also something like you hear a lot on, like all over the like the Anima record and smaller doses on Lateralis and 10,000 Days. Sometimes you'll hear this sound coming off the guitars where it's, the easiest way I can describe it is like a metallic, undulating, almost kind of a quivering kind of a sound. And it seems like it's kind of a mystery for a lot of guitar players that are trying to learn how to play Tool songs. I was like, what the hell is this? Well, I've found that you can emulate this kind of a sound using a flanger pedal. Sometimes, I mean, it might seem like it's, very well, could be the guitar itself, it might be something about how it's set up or how it's intonated that might give it that sound, but I've found that you can use a flanger to mimic it pretty accurately. Now, if you come down here and look at what I've got going on here for demonstration purposes, I can check it and kind of flip it around like this. I have a flanger setting on a multi-effects processor. This is kind of cool because the way that it's laid out, you can dial tones in and tweak your settings in the same manner in which you could on a regular stomp box. And now, a lot of times when you listen to a guitar player using a like a flanger, it's usually going to be sounding something kind of like set that really nice swirly kind of jet sounding kind of a thing. But for this, we want something a little darker and a little more subtle. So what we can do now, like I said, most flanger pedals are going to have the same kind of layout here. Your rate, which will control the speed and of the sweep and the undulation, and depth and resonance, or on some flanger pedals this will be marked down as feedback. Now, for the tone that we're trying to look for, what we want to do is adjust our rate, our speed, to say about maybe 30% or so, maybe somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock. We're going to take the depth and we're going to crank that all the way up, and we're going to take the resonance or the feedback and we're going to switch it all the way off, just like that. And so the result that you get is something that sounds like this. So now, for when you listen to a lot of the songs, like for example, maybe we can say something like the beginning of Stink Fist, or in like one of the breakdowns in the song Jimmy, you'll hear something that kind of sounds a little bit like this. And also, I should add too that I think this sounds a little bit better if you use amp distortion rather than pedal distortion, because I think it's a little bit more accurate to the recording, and sounds a little bit more pleasing to the ear, and just a little warmer, and I just like it. I think it sounds better. But something like this. I mean, you can sit here and like roll down the tone knob and get something like Hooker with a Penis. Or if you want to get a little slide action happening, there's one of the slide licks from, which one was it? The song Anima. Click on a little wah, and you have one of the slide licks from Third Eye, which is my personal favorite. So there you have it. That is how you do that, and you guys can do that on your own with your own gear. Have fun, because I know most of us probably can't afford to be able to plug into 3 high-end amps at once and fiddle around with all kinds of different toys. So use what you have at your disposal and have fun.